What are y'all up to today? So I'm out here at my compost pile, and I wanted to show you, I just got done turning the pile here, so it was over there. And if you look, I make what they call a windrow, okay? I don't want it more, I mean, you can go as high as 6 feet, but I keep it lower. This is probably 4 or 5 foot tall pile by probably 8 to 10 wide maybe. Okay, you can see. If you get too tall of a pile, the bottom of it can't breathe, you know, because it's a lot of weight. So then it starts getting compacted. And that's why we turn now. But when you have a shallower pile, you get far better breakdown of material because everything is working the way it should, aerated. And you can tell this is kind of a darker soil here, so there's moisture in there. Okay, you see, it's not dripping obviously, but it's just enough moisture to keep it together here. Now the consistency, if you look at this here, let me reach in here, let me get a good okay, if you look in here, you can see sand, you can see plant material, you can see small aggregate. All right, and this is years of material breaking down. Okay, I don't use my whole pile and then make a new one and then use it and then make a new one. I don't do that. I keep one pile, but I feed it. Okay, throughout the yard here, I have little piles of debris. I have that one, and then on the other side, you can almost see the tippy top of it. It's like right over there. Okay, just on the other side of a little hill. And that is all branches and log and tree and leaf and grass. Okay, so what I do is as the bigger material starts to break down in these other piles, I use that, because the wood that breaks down, it brings in microbial and fungal growth. When I incorporate that into my compost pile, that's inoculating my pile with good fungus and good bacteria, which then helps the breakdown of material and the release of nutrients. You see the cycle I do here? All right. And I try to keep a decent ratio. You want a 16 to 1, 16 carbon to 1 nitrogen in theory. Okay, so I try to keep it as close as I can to that. So I'll take 1 bucket of the dead wood and dead growth and the rotten material as my carbon source, and then we mix it in with grass and what have you others for the nitrogen source. Okay, and you can still see, I mean, there's like some grass in here, you know, I got leaves in here that are breaking down. Somewhere around here there's a bale of hay that's been breaking down. All right, so trying to keep that combination is important to increase the microbial growth. That's what makes living soil alive. So little pointers for you when you're out there in your DIYs making your compost pile. Here there's probably about 10 ton, but for the everyday Joe that's just making a little pile, these same practices apply to that as well. So that's what we up to. Happy farming, y'all. Later.